So this is the last group, isn't it? There is no other group now.
Yes, sir. Large group. So, good afternoon, sir. This is Group 7, and we're going to be discussing our valuation of the Indian aerospace and defense industry. I'm Pritika, and I have Riya and Raghav here with me. Next slide, please.
Okay.
So, sir, this is the index. This is how we'll proceed. First, I'll give you a brief snapshot of the sector. Then, Ria will discuss the market share, and then Raghav will talk about the control strategies, and then we can delve into the valuation. I'm going to discuss the Excel sheet, and then I've done another ratio, and then I've also done some technical analysis. I was inspired by the last group, and then Ria will again talk about the growth outlook, and then finally we'll look at the
Sure, sure.
recommendation.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, so sir, just to begin, India has a very robust A&D manufacturing ecosystem, and this is especially due to the fact that we have been involved in a lot of skirmishes, and we are in a very special position in the subcontinent. So it is supported by nine government undertakings, 41 ordnance factories, exclusive research and development organizations, and a growing base of over 300 private companies. This integrated framework covers the full spectrum of activities ranging from research, design, and prototyping to large scale manufacturing and systems integration. This enables India to steadily enhance its self reliance in the sector. And with the adoption of cutting edge innovation practices, advanced technologies, and state of the art production facilities, Indian firms are increasingly delivering first time correct quality that matches international benchmarks. The progress reflects not only the country's capacity to meet domestic defense requirements, but also its rising competitiveness in global A&D supply chains.
Can you just
Then,
hold
sir,
on,
I've
please? Can
listed
you
some
just hold
recent.
on? I think there are a lot of other
Yes,
people
sir.
who want to join. Let me join them. Madhav wants to join. Suryanshu wants to join. Let me tell why it is not getting. Okay, carry on, please. I think there's some issue. I'm not able to, plug in this.
Sure, sir. So basically, sir, I've also listed the recent updates for this sector, and as you can see, there is a huge amount of contracts that are being signed. And sir, this September only, the news was that 193 defense contracts signed that were worth 2.09 lakh crores. And as you can see, 92% of these contracts were awarded to the domestic defense sector, which is basically 81% of the total value. And when we look at HAL, which is the top performer in this industry, it has basically showcased its light utility helicopter at Aero India 2025. And as you can see, there are three new technologies that they've also invented. That is LTE TAC LAN communication system, quantum key distribution, cyber security tech, and smart compressed breathing apparatus. And but sir, if you notice, just yesterday there was this very important news that has released that basically allows now not just these three PSUs that are HAL, BALE, and BDL, but also private players to enter our defense industry. And I think this is a huge announcement.
Okay,
So,
yesterday it was there, huh?
yes, sir.
Okay.
So basically, there is an amendment in the Revenue Procurement Manual, and this removes the requirement for private firms to obtain NOC, which is a non-objection certificate from state-owned munitions. And now private firms are allowed to make artillery shells, Pinaka missiles, 1,000-pound bombs, mortar bombs, hand grenades, and small and medium caliber munition. DRDO also intends to open missile development and systems integration to private players, which reduces sole reliance on BDL and BALE.
Okay, so now moving on to market share. When we look at the Indian defense manufacturing landscape, it is really dominated by a few big players, but with a very clear shift happening underneath. So at the top, we have HAL, which is the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which easily holds the largest share, roughly about 25 to 30% of the India's total defense platform production. It pretty much owns the aircraft and helicopter segment and even handles most of the MRO and engine work for the armed forces. Then there is BALE, Bharat Electronics Limited, which forms the backbone of India's defense electronics network. It accounts for around 10 to 20% of the overall defense expenditure, producing radars, sensors, communication systems, and electronic warfare equipment. Basically, everything that powers modern defense infrastructure. Next slide. Then there is BDL, Bharat Dynamics Limited. It might be smaller, but it plays a massive role in the missile and air defense systems. It contributes to about 5 to 10% of the total spend in this high value niche. Then GRSC, which is Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, it adds another 3 to 7% through its shipbuilding capabilities, everything from corvettes to naval base patrol vessels for the Indian Navy. Next slide. Then moving on to these three private companies, Data Patterns, Zen Technologies, and Astra Microwaves, they together form about 3 to 8% of the total defense spending. So they might be smaller in scale, but they dominate in the high tech side of the things, electronics, avionics, stimulators, RF, and microwave systems. These are all the brains behind the platform built by larger PSUs. So basically, HAL and DEL still anchored the industry with scale, but this generation of agile innovation-led private players, they are also focused on technology-driven and advanced systems where there is potential for growth for these three companies too.
So moving on to the strategies, with the first one being capacity expansion and export growth. As we know that India's defense industry is expanding rapidly to meet domestic and global demand, and HAL is increasing aircraft and helicopter production, while GRSC is upgrades shipyard capacity, and BEL and BDL have scaled up radar and missile output. And private firms like Zen Technology and Astra Microwave are targeting exports to Asia and the Middle East. And together, these efforts reflect India's move towards an export oriented defense ecosystem. And moving on to the advanced platforms and indigenous systems, the sector is transitioning toward higher value indigenous platforms, while HAL and BDL focus on advanced aircraft and missile systems, while BALE strengthens electronic warfare and command systems, and private players like Data Patterns, Zen, and Astra contribute avionics, radar, and simulators, supporting India's self reliance under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. And yeah, firms are also localizing key components and materials to cut import dependence, like Hall and Bell are indigenizing avionics and propulsion, while Astra and Data Patterns invest in domestic electronics fabrication. And Zen Technologies maintain cost efficiency through modular design and in-house software, driving a leaner, more resilient supply chain.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and R&D investment is accelerating across AI, automation, and electronic warfare. And HAL and BALE integrate AI into our aircraft systems, while Data Patterns leads in space electronics. Zen applies machine learning in simulators, and ASA develops next-gen radar. Like digital transformation is now central to India's defense innovation. And as for regulatory strength and global compliance, all companies comply with global standards like AS 9100D and MTCR. Like HAL, Bell, and BDL operate under MOD contracts, ensuring stability, while GRSC, Zen, Data Patterns, and Astra maintain export license and cyber audits. So these measures strengthen India's global defense credibility under the DPEEP framework.
Okay. Which framework you said?
So basically, the DPEPP framework of like so the
What's
2020.
the full form of that?
So it's Defense Production and Export Promotion Policy.
Okay.
Right. So could you just screen share the Excel sheet?
So this is basically talking about EV upon order book, you're saying here.
Yes, sir. The the Excel sheet survey.
Okay. So this is all the companies. Okay. So you're opening the Excel sheet, is it?
Yes, sir. I wanted to talk about the simple
Sure,
ratios
sure.
and then we can move on to this.
Okay.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, sir, basically, once we filled this Excel sheet, we had a
So just hold on. Just okay. Please carry on.
Okay. So, sir, once we filled the Excel sheet, we had a rudimentary idea of where these companies stand. So, could someone just share the Excel sheet? I'm finding it a bit hard to navigate alongside speaking. Oh, 1 second. Right, sir. So, firstly, we'll talk about HAL. So, as you can see, we'll start with PE ratio, that is 39.8. Basically, sir, it's a high valuation for moderate growth. Then we have EV by EBITDA, which is 29.3, which is
Just take me to the first listing in terms of market cap. Let me see.
yes, sir.
Okay, so you have Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Electronics. So there are about how many companies altogether?
We've done seven,
Seven.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
and in terms of market cap, the two companies are very large, which is Hindustan Aeronautics and then followed by BHEL. Okay,
yes, sir.
then the
Sir,
small
BAIL is different actually, sir. Bharat Electronics is different.
Bharat Electronics Limited. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
So,
And then we have Bharat Dynamics. Then the small companies. The smallest one is Astra Microwave Products. Okay, fine. In terms of sales, if I look, then the figure is 31,000 crore, 23,000 crores. Okay, okay, fine. Move on to the ratios.
right, sir. So, talking about HAL, like I mentioned, the PE ratios and the EV by EBITDA, the price to book is 9.4x, which means it's premium to book value, and it basically signals a strong balance sheet. Then, looking at the growth, it's 10.3. I think this is the slowest amongst its peers, but I think this is also expected because it's such a large company and it's a PSU.
Mhm.
Then the PEG is 3.86, which is kind of overvalued compared to its growth. Beta is 1.45, which signals moderate volatility, and the standard deviation is 10.5, which is relatively stable in comparison to its peers. Moving on to the second company, Bharat Electronics. But sir, just to mention, I think HAL is the biggest defense PSU and it has a massive order book visibility, which you'll see in the next ratio. And it also has consistent margins. So I think it's a safe and steady compounder, which we should not overlook. And I think if you have this in your portfolio, you should hold it.
Okay.
Then talking about Bharat Electronics. So as you can see, the P is 51, which is justified by its strong growth and stability. EV by EBITDA is 22 to 23 times, which is okay. It's a fair premium. The
So,
price to book is 49.
have you talked about what all these companies are doing? What they're manufacturing? I mean, that was covered in the first part.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ria covered it, sir. Market
Okay,
share.
okay, okay. Because there's some disturbance, so I will just again, go through that part when it's getting recorded, so no issues. Carry on,
Yes.
please.
Okay, sir. So, sir, talking about bail only. The PG again, it's 2.11, which is slightly expensive but reasonable. Beta is also 1.57, which signals moderate volatility. Standard deviation is 9.45, which is okay, it's relatively stable. Basically, BAIL balances both growth and reliability and has strong margins, robust order inflows, and diversification across radars, missiles, and electronics. Investors view it as a core defensive holding with predictable profits. And I think the valuations are fair for its consistency and visibility. So, if you want to build a solid long term buy, you could use it as a core portfolio stock.
Okay.
Yes. So, moving on to Bharat Dynamics. I think this is a weaker stock in the ones we've listed. As you can see, P is 98.6. It's very expensive. EV by EBITDA is
No, but
66.5.
when you say it's weaker, then why? How come the P is so high, 90? I mean, what
I
is
mean,
the P ratio of the top two companies? Like, I mean, what we talked about.
so it's 39.8 and 51
X.
respectively.
Let me just see. Yeah, 39.8 and 51. This is 98.6. Okay, so
Yes,
it's so
sir.
that means this. And what is the the growth of this stock? 31%.
Yes, sir, but as you can see, it's clearly very overvalued.
It is not a weak stock, but only it is that it
Yes.
has been overvalued because people have bought it because it has a great potential to grow and the value has gone up too high compared to its the growth. So it has gone out of ahead of its fundamentals basically.
But sir, I'd like to contest that because sir, like you said, like I said, the news that came, it basically kind of runs this out of not exactly out of business, but sir, since their core performer is missile production, and now private players like Larsen and Tubro and Godrej can also produce, even Adani for that matter. Sir, I think they will face a strong hit
Competition, you
to
see.
their stock.
But since because we have taken the growth projections for the next 3 years
Yes, sir.
and we
Yes,
have
sir.
tried to project, just show me the growth, year-wise growth of this company we're talking about.
Right, sir.
So this is basically which companies it is? 98 PE ratio,
So this is BDL.
BDL. So now 22, 37, 34. So you're
Hmm.
projecting almost like 34% growth in 2027
Yes,
and
sir.
2026. So the company is expected to grow at a much higher rate compared to what it is growing now. And maybe the stock has actually gone up too high because people have
Yes, sir.
bought it and ignoring the fundamentals that even with this kind of a growth, it is trading at a P multiple of 90. What is the product it is manufacturing?
Sir, missiles mostly.
Missiles. Okay. So, and what is the turnover of this company? BDL?
Uh,
Turnover
so
is
like sales.
sales, yeah.
So
Three
sir, that
three
is
thousand
three full. Yes.
3,400 crores, and then the earnings are about what 607 crores. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
So pretty decent site. Of course, it's not a very big company, but it's projected to grow at a very high pace, and maybe it's currently overvalued, but we can say that. Okay.
So sir, the rest of the stocks were such strong contenders that we thought that this would probably not be a good new buy
Okay. So
if
you say
you didn't
sell.
already
Okay.
have it.
So
Yes,
what
sir.
was the recommendation of the site basically?
Sir, so basically, I was just reading this research paper that Goldman also just came out with 2 days ago. They also said that everything is okay, just sell BDL. Everybody is saying
Okay.
sell BDL.
Acha. So maybe they would have some other reason for it. So we have to just catch
So
the thing late.
we, yes, sir.
So why they are
That's
saying and show me the chart of this company. Can you just go to the screener?
Right, sir. We have it attached
Acha,
here.
you have the snapshot with you.
Yes, sir.
So okay. So this is the chart.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is basically so it has gone up very high from April to August and then April to June or so and then it started falling. Okay. Fine. Just go to the screener. Just go to the screener. Go to the screener and just let's see the fresh chart with the moving averages.
1 second, sir. I thought. Um,
So this is the live chart.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means the stock has gone up, and then the price is both, almost uh, uh, it is at the support level of 200-day moving average,
Hmm.
and then stock is also very near to its 50-day moving average. And then over the time, it has, from July, August onwards, the stock has actually moved below its 50-day moving average and almost touched 200-day moving average. So this would be the reason, okay? Just go
Yes,
to
sir.
the, this one, I mean, the first, this thing, snapshot, जिसका आता है पहला वाला स्क्रीन में भारत डायनेमिक्स का what is written, I mean, about, and just open this, वही थी, वही था, go up, go up, and about में जो है, just open this and just read out what the company is doing. I mean, just, I mean, okay, what is this? Forbidden क्यों हो गया?
Pursuing provided.
Okay, just what is written about.
It's
Okay.
a
So
government of
Bharat
India.
is a government of India enterprise engaged in manufacturing of guided missiles and allied defense equipment. Okay. The stock P is 102 is at the moment. Okay. Market cap is 57,000 crores and ROE is 14%. Okay. ठीक है चलो. Go back to your, I mean, slides.
Yes, sir. So, sir, moving on. So, sir, these are the top three. As you can see, these are also PSUs.
Hmm.
Then we have Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers (GRSC).
So
So, sir,
the how many are private players? I mean, out of these seven,
sir, four.
four are the last four are all private players. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, because mostly some of them are also involved in other areas like GRSC builds ship equipment, and then data patterns also has other,
Okay,
not
so
that.
it's a
Yeah.
basically it's one of some of the it has mixed products, okay? I mean not only aerospace but other kinds of products also it is into.
Yes, sir. So, sir, looking at GRSC, the PE is 48.3, the EV is 31.7, PB is 13.7, which I think is pretty good. The growth is again 35.8, which is, I think, very solid, and it is the highest in these seven.
Then the
Okay.
beta of this company is 2.19.
Yes, sir, it is volatile. Yes, sir.
So why the beta of this company is, I mean so high?
Well, when we did the technical analysis, when I looked at it, basically it was not very technically sound. There was a lot of volatility, sir. I can show you.
No, again, beta is dependent on two things basically. One is the
Yes, sir.
type of business what it does. Second is the leverage. If the company has taken too
Hmm.
much of loans, just go to the screener and show, this thing, details about this company.
Yes, sir.
So beta of 2 is very high. It's so okay. So what we were saying, I mean, we're talking about the balance sheet. Okay, go to the balance sheet. No, the stock. I mean, the charts are showing. Just show the chart. The charts are, the prices are above the 50-day and 200 days. So the charts are perfectly very good. Okay, just show me the balance sheet.
Yes, sir.
You need to check the beta again. Again, fine. Just show me the balance sheet.
Sir, beta was from Yahoo Finance.
Okay. ठीक है, just show the balance sheet. अच्छा वापस कर दिया आपने. ठीक है, I was just, just have a look later on. The beta of 2 is based on two things basically. The business is very volatile itself, okay?
Yes, sir.
And the second is that it has, a lot of debt to equity ratio is very high. So in that case, the company becomes very risky because it carries a lot of, leverage. Uh, and the business is also very, which should have lots of ups and downs. And but the charts are reflecting that the business. एक बार chart दोबारा दिखाओ. Let's see that 5-year chart, 10-year chart.
Yes,
If
sir.
the stocks are very volatile, then they will have go to a 10-year this thing. ऊपर जाके 10 year जो ऊपर लिखा है 5-year 1 year. This is what 1-year chart. ऊपर लिखा हुआ ना 5 ईयर 10 ईयर मैक्स।
वो 10 ईयर है।
ये 10 ईयर है।
हाँ जी सर।
तो अब ये 10 ईयर है तो go to the 3 year. Volatility has just kept in only in the recent times. Okay, fine. So it has actually reached twice. It tried to go up during the last couple of months and then fell down. So maybe that volatility has been added very recently. Okay, and the beta maybe of the last few months, the stock has been very volatile. Go to the quarterly sales. Go to the quarterly number. जो क्वार्टर नंबर है ऊपर सबसे ऊपर क्वार्टर्स आ रहा है क्वार्टर्स नहीं नहीं इफ यू गो टू द क्वार्टर हेयर ओके नो नो go to the quarterly results go to the quarterly results yeah see if the profits are smooth like 64 crore 79 86 76 100 207 so they're smooth going up it's not showing any but March has been very good quarter from 134 the profit jumped to 324 okay but they have a very smooth transition, quarter to quarter in terms of turnover. Also, it's been going up. So maybe that beta is somewhere reflecting only the current mood. Okay, fine.
Sir,
Just move.
maybe it could also be that because it has like these bursts of positive reaction. Also, maybe beta is also representative of
Because yeah,
that.
definitely because the profit has jumped. I mean, three times from December 24 to March 25.
Yes,
So
sir.
one quarter has shown a big spike. Okay, and then June it has gone down dramatically. So I mean, it is like in that if you see the last three quarters, the profit before tax or the net profit has taken from 100 crores to 244 crores and then to 120 crores. So it might have resulted in a very high beta for this period.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
the businesses seems to be quite okay, but only what happened during this year, how come the sales have gone up so high and then it went down? So that we need to study to understand, that. And go to the balance sheet. Go to the balance sheet.
1 second, sir. So balance sheet, our balance sheet or
नहीं इसी
this?
की बैलेंस शीट जो है ना इसी इसी की बैलेंस
Okay.
शीट नीचे आ रही है हाँ लाइक द बोरोइंग्स अच्छा द कंपनी हैज बोरोड लाइक 300 crores in 23 then it has repaid everything okay so borrowings have climbed up very sharply in 2023 but then it has gone down to just 10 crores so ठीक है I mean, it's not a leveraged company go to that the main the first one जो पहला जहां पर वो रेशियोज जो दी होती हैं द फर्स्ट वन हाँ सो यहाँ पर क्या है आपका ओके अब क्योंकि इट्स नॉट गिविंग डेट इक्विटी रेशियो ओके फाइन जस्ट मूव ऑन बैक टू योर presentation.
Right, sir.
So maybe the beta is being because of the recent ups and downs in profits.
But
So
sir, they have also signed a lot of contracts recently, this company. That is why I thought it was a definite buy.
mm, so the long term beta may not be very high, because you can just see the long term beta of the company. The longish beta will be just below one, but this beta is just the current beta basically.
Yes, sir, this is 1 year beta
Uh,
that we use.
this is a 1 year beta. Fine.
Okay, sir. So moving on to data patterns.
Okay.
1 second. Just a second. Yes, sir. So basically, as you can see, the P is very high. It's 69.3. The EV by EBITDA is also 48.3, which comes in the premium category. PB is 10.2. That is okay. Growth is 28.6. And PEG is 1.94. So that means it's fair, but it's not cheap.
Hmm.
And sir, beta actually was not that confirmed for this company because it's a new listing, data patterns. So we are not sure about that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So basically, data patterns is a high quality tech driven defense play with 29% growth and top tier margins. The valuation is rich, so I'd say we should buy on dips, and it's worth owning, but not currently. We shouldn't enter into owning it now, right now.
Okay.
Then
Without Ritika, Pritika, you're Pritika or Pritika?
Pritika, sir.
Pritika, हाँ, तो I think most of the work has been done by you only on this presentation, isn't it? ये वैल्यूएशन का चार्ट आप दिखा रहे हो, ये आप ही ने बनाया?
नहीं सर, रिया also helped.
अच्छा, ये also help. Okay. ठीक है, चलो go ahead. I mean, and I was just trying because you are having a total some grip on the numbers which you're talking basically. That's why I was saying. Okay.
So sir, moving on to Zen Tech. Uh, so we have P that is 48.1, EV by EBITDA 30.9, PB 7.86, which is good. Growth is 29.4. PG is 1.64, so it's very reasonable. Beta is 1.51, so it's moderate risk, and the standard deviation is 16.7, so we can say that it's medium volatility.
Okay, just
And
let me know what is the average growth of the entire industry. See the bottom this thing,
yes,
how
sir,
much
yes,
it
sir.
is coming to 30, almost close to about 25%, more than 25%, isn't it?
Yes,
The
sir.
the mean growth.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
So the mean growth is around 25%. So this sector is growing at a very good pace.
Sir, in the last presentation, Mananya's group said that healthcare was the fastest
Yeah,
growing. So that was not.
healthcare is
I
also growing
remember.
faster.
Sir, it is, but it's not the fastest.
Healthcare is definitely moving very good, but there are only very few industries over the last, couple of years which have been doing very well. One has been the aero, this thing, what project, what industry you're choosing. Another
Aerospace
is
and
healthcare,
defenses.
yeah. And another is the healthcare. Okay, so these are the two industries which have been doing very well in India in the last couple of years and continue to grow, in the coming future.
Sir, but I do feel like maybe A&D has more beta. Like you said, I feel like healthcare would be a more stable growing industry if one was
Healthcare,
to look at
definitely.
it.
Healthcare, they are not so ups and down because it is has a smooth, and like for example, the beta depends upon, type of business. If the business is basically non-discretionary, which means, where the consumers, I mean, buy those products irrespective of the state of the economy, then they will always have lower beta. Their profit volatility will not be less. Similarly, the stock will not be so volatile. Now, the companies which are manufacturing and selling those products which have heavy demand or in some periods and low demand in certain periods, so there, there will be a lot of volatility in their earnings as well as in their share prices. So they will show up a higher beta. Okay, so it's basically dependent on the type of business. So healthcare is not a business which is, high beta business.
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe like these companies have done very well during Operation Sindoor. All their products were in
Yes.
demand. So once we have peace times, so maybe though of course India is still gaining ground. So we are in a very early stage of all these things because we need more defense equipments, more defense warfare. So these companies are going to do very well in the next couple of years because we have been always buying all these products from outside. So now we are manufacturing them. So there is a huge demand. I mean, even if there is no war, it's a peace time, so they will like to have all these, their products uh, with the armed forces. So they will do well in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years till we have. And now we are also exporting them also.
Mm, yes, sir.
So
But
there is a
sir,
lot
we
of
are also the largest importer after Ukraine, if you look at it that way also.
yeah. At the moment, we are the importers, okay, but maybe after 5, 10 years, we will become exporters because these companies are going to grow like anything, and then we may supply all our products to the other countries. So that is what you're trying to say, or you're saying something different?
No, no, sir. I was also exactly saying that. I was saying that, sir, like you mentioned, I think this new news, I think basically, I think, sir, this is the time to buy private defense stocks. I think
Absolutely,
gold.
this is a good time to accumulate good quality stocks in this sector, if in your portfolio. Not that you should have at least 5% of it in your portfolio. If you're $100 in total, then 5% should be in this sector at least.
Sir, I had a question. It was related to this only, sir. It basically I was reading a report and it said that the defense index outperformed the Nifty by 23%. Sir, so do you think one should have a portfolio basically where they measure out the allocations themselves and figure it out, or should they just get into the index and leave it at that?
No, okay, if I've understood correctly, that should we buy a particular a stock, or we should buy I mean the index, the
Yes,
defense
sir.
index. That means we should buy either an ETF which is linked to the defense stocks, or a defense stocks, related index,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
or particular company of our choice. So it's always better to buy an index, because or a mutual fund representing a thematic mutual fund, which is basically, have accumulated all the defense stocks because they know, which companies are going to do well, what kind of products they are manufacturing and which products will be in demand. So they do a lot of deep research into these companies. Whereas, an individual like us will find it very difficult to, understand these companies and, what will be the future. Of course, we can all know that, but it's always better if you are a financial analyst or the stock analyst, then of course you can buy them directly. But if this is your part-time job, then it's always better to buy mutual fund representing these industries or to buy the index rather. Of course, again, a mutual fund replicating the index of these stocks or an ETF, okay, instead of directly buying them.
Okay, sir. Noted.
So, was it your question? This question?
Yes, sir. Sir, I was thinking about it because I thought, what is the point of figuring out which company to buy when you can just simply buy the
It is
ETF?
always bad. Again, for you, you should have thorough knowledge, because maybe that you will land up in a job where, you have to be part of the team where, you will be, selecting which are the companies where these funds should be investing. Okay. If you are part of the team, then you should have all this knowledge and understanding. Okay. But as an investor, pure investor, like, pure investors who are basically, not, they are working in other industries. Okay, and this is not their main job. So then they should not, look into all, kinds of data analysis with regard to individual companies. They should just buy a index, okay, or a ETF or a mutual fund representing defense stocks. Fine. Like even for me, though I can do a lot of analysis, but do I have the time to go into each and every company? And I
But
can
sir,
always
you
make.
said you had, sir, you said you had people that advised you. So, sir, I don't think.
Definitely. I've been advised by people where to invest. I don't, because, there is something like if you look at the data, of course, there is a past record which you can look at. But investing is not looking just at past and knowing, what kind of returns the companies have given. Now, in the next 3, 4 years, which companies will do well? Of course, this is well known to the specialist, basically, because they are, and again, it is very difficult, for even them to, gauge, which industries will do better. But at least they have a better handle than us. Okay. And they meet these companies, they go to their sites, meet individuals who are running these companies, meet their top, brass. So they have, they understand these companies well, the fund managers, rather than people like you and me. Okay. So इसलिए आपको अगर आप प्योरली इन्वेस्टर हैं, so it's always better to put your money in a mutual fund and be guided by the specialist, okay, rather than fishing it yourself. Of course, you can always see the past performance, and the particular fund has done well in the last so many years, so you can always safely assume that this fund will do better in the coming foreseeable future. But आपको थोड़ा सा जो एनालिस्ट होते हैं और जो फंड मैनेजर्स होते हैं, those people who are advising you, you should have someone who is in the market basically to advise you. इतना आसानी से मिलती भी नहीं है, like I have got an advisor, but from last 6 months I have not even interacted with him at all. Okay, fine. And whatever he told me in the last 2, 3 months over the WhatsApp messages, it has not come true. So इतना आसान भी नहीं है to predict the future. So
Sir,
you
but
should.
you also mentioned that they give us past data points that we can't exactly replicate. So maybe it was confidential.
नहीं नहीं, what you are trying to say again, say.
So like you had mentioned that mutual funds also don't tell you exactly how they allocate in their portfolio.
They
It's
will
only
always
after a
give you
month
a
or
one
so.
month late information on their sites, so they don't update every hour basically. So what information you are saying is a 1 month old data.
Yes.
Fine. But again, investing is a long term phenomena, and even if it is 1 month old, it doesn't matter at all because in 1 month, the portfolio will not change a total different this thing. Okay, unless the new research which they have done. And if they try to accumulate some stock in the last 1 month, maybe we'll come to know after a gap, after a lag. बाकी तो वही का वही रहता है. If you just see, like their holdings will remain almost the same, few percentage points going up and down. That's all. अभी आप पोर्टफोलियो देख लो उनका, और उसके बाद एक महीने के बाद देखना तो आपको सेम पोर्टफोलियो मिलेगा. ओके. So there will not be a big change as such. So you can always, once you are seeing all the portfolios and closely watching, तो आपको काफी अच्छा पता चल जाता है, these which mutual funds are doing better and why they are doing better. Okay. Baki, you should have some kind of, your own this thing feeling that, which companies are going to do better in the coming few years, because it will all depend upon the government, push, government schemes or government, news, incentives they're giving to which industries. So those companies will do better. So थोड़ा बहुत आपको market से भी पता चल जाता है. The government actions and I mean, from the market world over, which companies are doing better, and like abhi semiconductors markets businesses are going to do well because India is also going to manufacture the chips and all. So कई सारी चीजों पे आपको which is happening in the market. So if you have some knowledge, so it will help you out, to understand, which sectors will do better. Chalo, carry on, please.
Sir, I had a question related to the semiconductor market later, sir. I'll ask.
Yeah, yeah.
So, sir, moving on to, uh, I think, sir, Zentech,
Okay. Acha, this is what is the name of the company?
Zen Technology, sir.
Acha, okay, then technologies. Okay. And what is the turnover of this company?
Sir, turnover is about 877.
870 crores. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is the PE ratio?
Sir, PE ratio is 48.1.
Okay. 48 is, again, 40. Like if you see the India's PE ratio, for example, Nifty PE ratio, it's close to about 21, 20. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
all those companies which are having a higher PE ratio than the average PE ratio of the Indian stock exchange, because they are the future stocks of the of India. So where the future is better, so they will command a higher P ratio because they have more growth potential compared to the average growth potential of India. Okay, so these companies will always command a higher P ratio. 48 is not a very low P ratio. Maybe it is low as compared to the as a pack, because all your other companies are, almost like hovering around 100 or 90 or 80. If I look at the P ratio like 32, 30, what is the P ratio? 20, 39, 50, 98, 48, 69. So all these P ratios are, and the average P ratio is close to about, median P ratio is 60, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So which is a very high because it signals that this industry has a great future, and its growth has been very good. Its expected, earning per share growth is good. So that's why, people have pushed up their prices and they're trading at a very lofty valuations. Okay. Even when you look at the P peg ratio, still the peg ratio, the median peg ratio is 2.4. Okay. So the most ideal peg ratio is 1. When we say that the share price is almost, it's trading at a fair value, 2.4x means that it is trading almost double than what it should be trading. Okay. So they're all highly valued stocks, currently overvalued, despite a lot of correction being happened in the last couple of months. Okay, and if you look at, the last 1 year, the Sensex and Nifty has not even moved. It has not given any return. It's a negative return, 1 or 2% return in the last negative return in the last 1 year. So our markets have not done well, but these stocks still are trading at a very lofty valuation. That means they might have been trading much higher, but after the correction, even their PE ratio is close to about what, 60. Okay, so that's the, kind of a nature of the market.
But sir, in general, Indian stocks, if you see, they have a very inflated PE ratio, like compared to international markets.
Because that's why, because of the fact that that was the belief till now, that India is a growing this thing, and we have been the fastest growing market in the world today, and our GDP growth in the last quarter was close to about 7.8%. Okay, like all other companies like USA, I mean Germany was in recession, so they're growing at a 1 or 2%, and we are growing at almost 7.8%. So we have a lot of things to catch up with the world. Okay, and we have so much of population, and our our incomes are growing. So which will get reflected in the P ratios, because the future of India is much better than most of the developed world. Okay, maybe that why our markets have not grown in the 1 year is that we have run so high, our P ratios become so high, or we were a highly valued country. If we talk about last August, the mid cap stocks have given almost like 200% return. Some of the mid stocks were getting double, tripled in a matter of no time. So we had gone ahead, I mean, so up that we are now consolidating. Okay, so it's not bad. Even if the Sensex or Nifty has not given any returns, it's good that we have remained at that level, because you know, we reached to a very high levels. But our average return, for the mean average return, is more than 15% for the last 10 years. पिछले 10 सालों में our companies have given, or mutual funds have given, almost like 15% return per annum, which is a very high return. Even after 1 year with no, kind of, nothing, the markets have not gone up, but still the last 10-year average, returns, people who have invested for long, they have got almost like mean average return of 15%, which is comparatively the highest in the world. Maybe America would be one country where they would be having such kind of a high returns. Even China has not given that much of return. Okay,
Yes, sir. That
so
is right.
well, that is okay. Our company, as you said, that India's P ratios are very high. Definitely, they are high, and that has been the belief so far. But abhi kya ho raha hai? In the last 6 months, most of the market, like the Korean market, the Chinese market, they have given almost like 40-50% kind of a returns. Okay, so people have been investing, all the big companies and investors, they are putting money in, like Korea, Vietnam, uh, and China, and other places, and even in America the money has been put there. India में पैसा नहीं आ रहा है. The FIAs have been largely selling. I was just looking at the future and options data. uh, you know, they are actually taking, they are not selling, in India. They're taking, speculative positions. They're short selling Indian stocks till last month, because of the, high tariffs being announced by the America. Then, H-1B visa, and, a lot of other things which have happened, which have gone against India. The former tariffs announced by, Trump. So the foreigners have been bearish on Indian stocks, and the last 8 to 9 months, they have been net sellers in India. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whereas, why the Indian markets have not gone down, if suppose they should have gone down by 15 to 20%, but they have not gone down. Why? Because the Indian investors, people like you and the people who have just joined their jobs and they're working, so they are heavily buying, Indian stocks through mutual funds. So a lot of money has been coming through the domestic this thing route, which is almost matching up with the fall selling by the foreigners. So if the foreigner is selling 1 crore, Indians are buying 1 crore. So the market has remained there only; it has not gone down. So, so mutual funds, a lot of people have started buying mutual funds over the last couple of years, and
But
they,
sir, I believe that for FI, like for foreign institutional investors, I feel like sir they should probably also buy Indian stocks because they are basically, I think, sir, they are selling low and they're going to buy high in the future. That is what I feel like.
now
Because sir,
there's a belief that they should be, they should be buying now, but after this tariffs announcement, and other things, so the sentiment again, became bad. So they started selling again. Otherwise, they would have started picking up, say, last month. They should have been net buyers, but they were still net sellers till last month. Okay.
but sir, like even sir, you also know that this is just a diplomatic event. We know that in the future it will probably be reversed, considering India is a huge supplier of talent. So sir, I just feel like this is very strange that
This
people are
is this
not.
is a short-term phenomena, and what I was referring to, the lot of money comes through the speculative. this thing. There are two kinds of investors abroad. One is basically who have a long-term view of India. There are other people who are, your money is coming, 80% of the money comes only for a short period of time. So they want to make a quick money. So for them, it was an event to sell, and to short Indian stocks and make money out of shorting the stocks. So that was a short-term phenomena. As you said, these foreigners, they were selling not for the long-term distinct purpose. They were not selling in cash market. They were selling in the futures market and the options market, more or less. Okay, but in cash market also they were selling a little bit because that was a part of the strategy. Okay, because they are having both future and options, so they play a combined strategy where the cash is also involved. So the last 6 months they were net sellers, but in the short end of the market. But in the long end, they've been putting money. But there are lot of sellers in the short term market, which outweigh the long term buyers. So we see the numbers, it's actually sell number. But there are a lot of people who are buying also in the foreigners. Okay, but then these short sellers will go away. They are now, I believe, the time has come from October onwards, because I'm seeing the data now that the short selling has stopped a bit in the last 2 days. Okay, and because of GST announcements and because of lots of other thing, income tax, new regime coming in, then there's a pay commission which has been announced, and a lot of things which will give a lot of money in the hands of the consumers, and this will push up the again the demand of many of the products. And even our consumption had dropped a bit over the last 6 months. Consumption of a lot of things, like I own a shop where it's running a Pizza Hut this thing outlet. So their sales in the last 6 months are not very good. So now their sales have also started going up. So there is some amount of money which is coming in the hands of people, and they are now trying again, spending again. From Navaratri onwards, the sales have picked up for most of the companies, most of the businesses, and it will keep doing it because now we have a lot of governmental reforms which will lead to these kinds of the consumption going up, so which will pick up the market, and which will ultimately again the markets are going to revive and the foreigners are going to again come back. Okay, fine.
So, sir, how much of this are you attributing to increase in disposable income versus just the festive season? Because, sir, I think that is also a major factor
Yeah.
why
So
the
I'll just share, what I'll do. I'll just share with you a video which I was just watching yesterday. Somebody has done a very good analysis. I wanted to record that, but I couldn't. But then I found that the same, presentation what he has made, it has been available in the YouTube. So I downloaded. So I'll share the link and please watch that. So he's talking about, how all these sectors, which will grow in the future. Okay, whether it is the automobile, whether it is sectors which were because of this all these measures which government has taken, which how the consumer demand will get revived. So it's a very good. So I could not listen it, but I have just recorded it. But I'm going to listen today completely, and I'm going to share. So you can also watch that. Okay.
okay, sir, thank you.
आपका कुछ रह गया खत्म हो गया?
सर अभी सर
ओके
अभी
ठीक है मैं
स्लाइड्स देख
स्लाइड
सकते हैं हम.
या ठीक है चलो ओके फाइन गुड. सो
Raghav, are you presenting or should I present?
so
Yeah,
come.
I'm present.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody want to say Raghav and
So yeah, I want to talk about the
sure.
growth
Yeah,
outlook
EVM
part.
order book. Yeah.
No, no,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
She is covering the growth outlook.
Okay, ठीक है. Fine.
If you're left with any content here, then Pritika can continue now.
I can go after you done. That's okay with
Okay.
me.
Can you move to that slide, Raghav?
Okay, please go ahead. ये क्या slide है? Technical analysis.
उसका growth outlook है.
Or let's move in order only. Pritika
No,
can
just move
continue with
on.
the technical
I'll just go
analysis.
through your slides. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. So for growth outlook, there has so we've already talked right now that India's defense industry has become one of the fastest growing strategic sectors because of the rising security needs and modernization. And also there has been so many policies by government like the Atmanirbhar Bharat policy and the Buy Indian IDDM. So these initiatives ensured steady order inflows for domestic firms and it increased the localization of critical technologies.
Okay.
Then players like HAL and GRSC, they are major beneficiaries of increased capital expenditure on aircraft, helicopters, and naval platforms. So their strong order books, they provide multi-year revenue visibility for the country.
Okay.
Then there has been a clear industry shift towards the electronic sensors and communication systems, which are a main focus of data patterns and Astra, microwave, and DL. So the rising demand for these products and these systems, it is driving a structural transition to the R&D led production and high tech part of this industry. Then BDL is well positioned to capitalize on indigenous missile development programs. Like recently, so you also talked in one of your classes, you talked about the Operation Sindoor and how it is a turning point right now for this industry. So following the Jammu terror attack, this operation it marked a new era of proactive defense response. So there was a that operation it accelerated the demand for indigenous missile systems, surveillance electronics, and a lot of communication technologies. So that has strengthened the India's defense production in recent times. Then these firms like Data Patterns, Zentech, and Astra Microwave, they are growing at a high rate at around 16 to 18% annually, and they're outpacing the traditional PSUs like HAL, BDL, because they are the ones that are providing the inputs to these PSUs. So they're growing at a high rate. Then India's defense exports, they have surpassed around 21,000 crore in the financial year 25. It is led by HAL's helicopters, BEL's radars, and the subsystems from Data Patterns and Astra. So, so this brings us to the point that India is steadily evolving into a reliable global supplier of indigenous, cost-effective defense equipment. And in long term, uh, in 5 to 7 years, it is poised for sustained double-digit growth which is driven by domestic indigenous and expanding exports and the rapid R&D and technological transformation across the electrical segment of the defense.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So growth outlook. हो गया आपका?
Yes, I've covered these points.
अच्छा, these you have covered. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So these are the final. This is the flight final slide.
Yes, sir. Recommendations is the final slide.
So
Yes, sir.
you're saying how many stocks you're saying to buy? Two out of the seven.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I mean, of course, this is largely because all the stocks are, the entire industry is growing at a very good pace. But because most of the stocks have actually, run out of the ahead of the fundamentals that they've been always trading at a very lofty valuations. So will all with all those data, still you're recommending two stocks to buy. That is Bharat Electronics and the Garden Reach. Okay. And the stock which you're saying sell is Bharat Dynamics. Okay. And the reason explained was that, even the the financial analyst of the view that we should sell this stock because of, something wrong. We don't know what is that at the moment, but it's been trading at a P ratio almost like 100, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So we need to, I mean, drill down and see, why we should sell it despite being trading at a very high. So it's highly overvalued stock if the future is not good. If the future is good, then we should hold it, okay? And even if it has gone up, it is likely to catch up again. Okay.
So, but out of these seven, it is probably going to be the worst hit by this new news about private players entering the market, because specifically they're talking about missiles only,
Okay.
and most of its revenue is focused on that.
Okay.
So
Maybe
that
that,
is why.
because of some technological development or because of some news which has been a negative to this stock. So that's why the investors, the financial analysts become now not recommending this stock to buy. Maybe because that would be the reason. Chalo, theek hai. Okay then. So that finishes your presentation.
So should
Yes,
I
so
talk about the EV by order
हाँ,
book, or is that
चलो वहाँ चलते हैं, देखते हैं एक बार क्या है ना. Just show me that.
right? So sir, basically I thought that this was a missing ratio considering that the financial ratios we covered, because for these defense stocks their order book is very important, that how much contracts they are getting. But sir, the problem with this is that some of these contracts they go null as well, because then the companies give back the requirements and they say that no, we don't want to proceed. But these are the confirmed contracts that we have, and I've also attached the sources
So
in
this
the
is basically
spreadsheet.
this figure which we are going to present is the order book of these companies. Okay, fine. So how much the orders they have got
Yes, sir.
in hand. Okay, and you have calculated the EV upon order book, is it?
Yes, sir.
So okay, but when we look at the order book, for example, better
Yes,
is
sir.
that suppose I'm doing a turnover of say 100 crores. I have an order book of say 300 crores. So that means I've got almost like 3 years order with me. If of course
Yes,
there'll
sir.
be
Yes,
always
sir.
an increase in my turnover. So it's like almost I'm holding 3 years order with me in hand. So ये जो order book है, show me the order book. I mean, if you have got the details in terms of crores,
Raghav, could you just go back to the order book slide?
because enterprise value to order book would be definitely, yeah, it's a valid, multiple, like which company is trading at a low value, still with having a good order book in hand. Okay, so order book. So if you look at the order book of Hindustan Aeronautics, so its order is 189 3.300, and this is three. So this is all in crores.
Yes, sir.
So if you look at the cheapest stock is Garden Reach. Of course, the order value is also 21,000, 24,000, 1,89,003, so 1.94. So अब इससे क्या मतलब what is the understanding about this EV to order?
So, sir,
But you have
basically,
understood.
like,
Uh,
yes, sir. So, sir, what I understood was that as you can see, HAL, it is the biggest PSU. Obviously, it has a good ratio. But, sir, GRSE, which I was making that it is a strong, which I was making the point that it is a strong buy, or out of data patterns, Zentech, all these new age companies, it has the lowest EV order book. That means it is very well positioned to, I think, sir, even if some contracts go null and void, it will still, I think, have a huge profit margin in the coming
okay,
years,
so you're saying that
considering.
it is the cheapest stock in terms of order book, EV to order book, 1.14. Is that
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
that is a perfect understanding that the EV to order book, the ratio, the ratio which is the lowest is that means it is available cheap. Okay, fine. And if it has a good future, then this stock should be invested in. As you said, that it has a great future and it is currently available cheap because the EV to order book is only just 1.14. Okay. And which is the stock which was you are recommending to sell? Data patterns or which stock?
Sir, BDL.
Acha, BD, Bharat Dynamics, isn't it? Okay. So it has an order to
Yes,
book
sir.
of 2.44. And Bharat Electronics has order book value of 4.04. Okay. ठीक है चलो got the idea about it, yeah. ठीक है, that's all. That's okay with me, yeah. Is that all?
Sir, I've also done the technical analysis, sir,
हाँ,
if
just
you
show the
want.
technical analysis, yeah.
So basically, sir, like you can see, I've like you said, sir, कि जो spread होना चाहिए, that should be high. So sir, in HAL you can see that it shows consolidation and there is short term weakness, but mostly we can see that I think there should be bullish confirmation, so we should hold the stock. Then, sir, Bale, you can see it is I think again it's a buy because the spread is quite huge
Hmm.
and the price is also above, so that is good.
Yeah,
And
so BEL is also showing that its chart is bullish because the price is above the 250-day moving average. Whereas
yes, sir.
HAL We have seen that its stock has struggled in the last couple of months. It has, tried to break even the 200-day moving average, but then now it is, gone ahead of both the 50 and 200 day, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
अभी तो ज़्यादा है ना, अभी तो ये stock का price I can't see because there is some written note coming there. But
सर
anyway,
ये 1 अक्टूबर का है सर. आई कैन
अच्छा,
जस्ट स्क्रीन
okay,
शेयर.
first, I mean yesterday, just a few days back only.
यस सर.
So ठीक है, next वाला. And then we have the BDL, which is again been, struggling a bit in the last couple of months or quarters. It has tested the 200-day moving average, but currently the price has started moving up a little bit. It flirted with the 200-day support level and then it has gone a little up. Okay, so you're saying sell because it is, uh,
So the spread is very rapidly decreasing
the
after.
spread between the 50-day and 200-day has been since narrowed down, or
Yes,
narrowing down.
sir.
Okay, and then we have the GRESE, where also the stock is below its 50-day moving average but above 200-day. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and actually it had gone down below 50-day in the month of somewhere around July. Okay, and never picked up. And just recently, I think it has moved up a 50-day moving average. So you're saying
Yes,
hold.
sir.
Okay, next.
So this is Zentech and data patterns.
So Zentek,
Again, sir,
who
this
Helen,
though this had the death cross only, so I don't think, sir, technically it is very
it's
sound.
a long term, this thing has turned bad. The stock is being currently selling below its both the moving averages, long term and short term. Whereas data patrons, if you see, the stock is closely, I mean, very narrowly, trading in the range the last couple of months. Okay, so you're saying hold. ठीक है. Next. So that's all. कोई और भी stock बचा है? The last two.
There was Astra also. Next
Okay,
slide,
so this
please.
is you're saying hold, though the technical
It is
indications.
sound, sir, technically mostly, but
Uh,
still, if one wants to be.
okay. So maybe the P ratio or something is very high, and so it has gone up too much. So you're saying just to hold till the stocks. Okay, fine. ठीक है, चलो, done.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Sir, I can share the slides as well if you
हाँ,
want to.
yeah, definitely. You can just put them in Google Drive, so I'll just have a look. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay,
Thank you, sir.
okay. Thank you.